Hi guys, really excited about this. Mantic, now if you've watched this, you know what a huge fan of the Mantic brand I am. Have produced a new set of figures for Mars Attacks, the miniatures game. Now, I'm actually not that keen on starting on this, but they've produced this. It's a 7-inch robot. Who doesn't need a 7-inch robot for the game that they're playing? So this is an unboxing of this. It looks really interesting. You can see here there's different options of claws, heat rays, freeze rays, shrink ray, which I think I'm going to use because it just looks kind of pretty awesome, and a containment thing at the back, which again I can see some use for that. some use for that. So let's actually see what you've got in the box. So here we go. Probably one of the few things I get annoyed about is it doesn't look like there's any kind of instructions, which always, and I am going to be starting to handle this. So let's just rip this open. So there looks to be some figures there, some different Martian models. Now I'm actually, like I say, I want to use this for, I think a friend used it for Michael. I'm thinking of converting this for Warpath actually, as a giant robot. And so these are some of the pilots you can get. Now in actual fact, I'll just have a spare one of these guys because I bought some extra. This is a. I'm thinking of doing this for the dwarves. And I've got a spare pilot, which I'm hoping I'm going to be able to insert and swap out with minimum problems. It's not going to be simple, but I think I can do it. Well, what else? We've got some miniaturized soldiers because there is, and like a plastic dome which goes into this is for, is it for this? Yeah, it is, for the top of the robot. We'll worry about that later. Wow, me like it. Oh, so it's pre-assembled. So I thought this might have been plastic, and I'm going to have to read the back because I'm worried it might be resin or something. I've got my plastic glue all ready to go, but I think I'm being a bit premature. I quite like, if you've seen any of my videos, you probably know that I like to paint things first and then assemble them. So that's not going to be too big a problem. Okay, it's taking shape. So that maybe the lack of instructions isn't going to be too big a problem. This feels. I mean, this was. This was like. I think this could have been a PVC model, but this is £25 in the UK. I'm going to see see what it looks like, and if it's really cool, I might use it as an Imperial Knight in just a few games. Well, let's see if this guy fits in. If he fits on there, does the? I think his gun is going to have to come off if we fit him in. Yeah, he just might fit. Look at that. That is badass. I'm sorry, that is awesome. That's going to be superb. Yeah, cool. Like legs. I think I'm going to need super glue for this for sure. I find that when assembling this, it's can be a bit tricky. Tricky using Araldite because it takes too long and you've got to kind of hold it really steady. Super glue is brilliant. Let's get building and painting. Okay, so here's the finished model. I pretty much spent all yesterday assembling, painting, and it has actually been a lot of fun. I just couldn't resist putting this, using the miniaturization ray. It just looks so cool. The extra bits on it, just the normal kind of heat ray. It's kind of just a wee bit duller. I love having these kind of anything with these extra bits added, and the basket on the back is so cool. You can just about see inside. Unfortunately, there's a lot of shine on there. Let's see if I can get it focused. No, I can't. It gets worse. Pull out and go back in. But I've used the try to zoom, Michael. I've used the dwarf pilot we talked about. You can see him just in there. This is because I really want to use him more for kind of like a Warhammer proxy, as we talked about, rather than to play the Mars Attacks game. Yeah, because we're going to use this as an Imperial Knight, kind of, just to play a few games. Let's get a size comparison. It's just a lovely. It is actually a really, really nice model. Half of the reason I bought this is I kind of just wanted to assemble it and build it, and it has actually been a really fun model. I kind of, as you might have expected, I expected this to all be on a sprue and do the clip, try and put pieces together. But as you saw, it came in quite solid pieces, and so there wasn't really that much gluing required. It is a great model, an absolutely great model. Want to do some size comparisons. So that's your Space Marine there. This thing is it's everything you want. The massive robot, yeah. I mean, even look at the Dreadnought compared to that, yeah. I still think Dreadnoughts are cool and big things. I know they've kind of been sidelined a little bit in rules recently, but yeah, look how tiny. It's like one day I'll be as big as you. Lima Rust tank. You can see this. I mean, yeah, Imperial Knight figures are about just a little bit bigger, and they're obviously much more bulky. This thing is almost spindly, and it was in the movie. But I really like it. Really like it. Another great model from Mantic. Just brilliant. And most important, I mean, the main reason we've got this is because we're trying to do a. Typically, I can't find it now. We want to do a mega thing game coming up. This is one of the super tanks that I've created from kits and bits, and we've got one super tank. So we needed so we've got a super robot versus a super tank. That could be an upcoming game. I mean, originally. And it's one of the reasons why I've gone for a completely different colour scheme to everything else we've got. So that not everything is in the emerald green guys, Ironsmith colours, or my Space Marines. It's just something that we can potentially ally with any army if we really want to use it. I don't think we will want to use things too much. I'm not a huge fan of Imperial Knights, but every so often. I think most of our games have shown recently is that at 750 and 1,000 points for Warhammer, where you only have a few units, the game really cracks off at a good pace, and that's getting back in the touch of this is how wargaming plays best and is the most fun. Whereas if you've got lots of points and lots of things on it, it's good to play those games occasionally, but also it's the fact that it takes so much effort to play one of those games means that you tend to play them less because it's going to be at least 4 or 5 hours and stuff. And we're hoping at some point actually to take these tables and buy another couple and go upstairs for a mega sized game, which we're trying to write the backstory to before it happens. Anyway, that is the Mantic Mars Attacks Mega Robot, Giant Martian Robots. And fantastic. Catch you later.